use math in my job from time to time. For example, this is our cafeteria, and we have 1,100 students on our campus. We have 3 lunches. We have to figure out how to get every kid through lunch. So we have to divide up the classes to get kids through during the 3 lunch periods. When you factor in things like athletics kids have to go to the first lunch, and band kids have to go to the last lunch, and science and math kids can't go to the middle lunch, it turns into one big math word problem. I keep track of our textbooks here at the high school. We have a textbook room full of textbooks. The number of books we have, it's valued at about $600,000. Every year I have to maintain a spreadsheet that keeps track of all these. So that's a very important math and a lot of counting. Bell schedules. That's another way that I use math. For a student to get credit for a high school class, they have to be in that class for 90 minutes. They have 4 classes a day. I also have to figure in lunchtime and passing periods, which are 5 minutes each. Another thing that I do in my job is evaluations. And what that means is sometimes I walk into a teacher's room, and as a principal, I watch the teacher teach to make sure that they're doing a really good job helping our students get the subject matter. And one of the things I look for is engagement. What engagement is how many of these students are really in the lesson? Are they raising their hands and asking questions and throwing out ideas? I want to see that they're taking an active role in the lesson process. I actually use math to help me figure that out. I use percentages. See, the state of Texas says if the teacher is doing a really good job, at least 90% of the kids in these desks are engaged in the lesson. So I need to know, how do I figure out percentages of a classroom? Well, say this class, if there are 28 students in the class. For this teacher to be doing a really good job, I need 90% of these kids involved in the lesson while I'm watching. 90%. Well, there's a formula that I learned when I was in school to help me figure out what number is 90% of 28. And I multiply across. And then I divide by 100. A cheating way is to move my decimal point over 2 places. And what I find is my answer right there, 25. So for this classroom to be really engaged, 90%, I need at least 25 of these 28 kids throwing out ideas, raising their hand, asking questions. When I observed this teacher, 26 kids threw things out. So that told me Miss Simmons was doing a really good job.